Okay, good morning and welcome to Plate by Zumba. I am Monica Velez and I am Zen. So today is our class number 6. And um so woohoo, we hit the halfway point already for our 10 classes, 5 weeks, 2 each week. So thank you so much for being here again. I really appreciate it, and you are helping me by participating in clean eating, and this Plate by Zumba on track for the holidays has really been helping me to learn more and also stay on track. So, welcome, good morning, and how are you? I hope you're doing well. I hope that you are staying on track, and if not, just getting back on whatever your goal might be. So, yeah, I want to give a warm welcome to everyone that is here or that is joining later. And so, just a real quick introduction. I'm Monica Velez from Southern California, and it's chilly here today on this Thursday, December 14th. That's why I'm like all bundled up. And I lost my other mitten. It was here a minute ago, and I've got a blanket on underneath and trying to stay warm. I know, just turn the heater on, right? So, okay. Last time when we were together, or in the last session, we talked about addictive foods, sugar, and the detox plan. And so today I'm wanting to review those and then go into controlling appetite and reducing cravings, and then talk about fiber. If there is time, we will go into glycemic load, and then for next time, we'll talk about grocery shopping. Woohoo! So always something new, always something to learn, right? Oh yeah, and for me too. So, um, yeah, addictive foods. So when we were talking about addictive foods, can foods be addicting, and how does that work? I did not know foods can be addicting, so I learned, of course, sugar and chocolate, cheese, and meat have opiate effects that trigger the brain's pleasure center. So what I learned was, I remember times in my life where I would be craving cheese, but I didn't, and so I would just go get cheese, right, to satisfy that craving. But cheese actually has an addictive quality to it. Um, so, runner's high, the opiate releases dopamine release to have that kind of effect on your mind and the body, craving and wanting more. So, there was a sugar and babies experiment. Some babies, I think it was the University of Michigan, one of the M's, and they were given sugar water, and then the baby wants whatever was linked to the happy feeling caused by the sugar. So, in this experiment, it was you who gave them the sugar water. So, yeah. Sugar, it makes you high, it makes you happy. And chocolate works like the opiate drugs do in your brain. There was a chocolate study also. And then cheese, there's research that's been done that there's traces of morphine, even though there's small traces, in cow's milk and human milk. Also, the milk contains, I'm going to say this probably incorrectly, casein. That's how you spell it, but I'm not sure how to pronounce it. And the casein is a protein. It breaks apart in your digestive tract, and what it does is it releases opiates in your blood. So who knew? I didn't know. I guess soy milk could be, or almond milk could be a better alternative for you. And so when I was doing the study on fiber, I learned about that also. So what happens is the opiates, they are working as a calming effect on the infant, and 33 pounds of cheese are eaten in the U.S. per year per person. Wow. Okay, there's a high calorie, high fat, and high sodium. And so, what can we do to replace cheeses? When I made what did I do? Last week, I was making my healthy alternative pizza, and you may or may not have seen it on social media. Then I went to a health food store, so I got the mozzarella cheese there, and I didn't really know what options that I was going to have. And so, that option that they gave me for mozzarella cheese was made from a nut milk, a cashew nut organic. So that's what I used. And I mean, it worked. it worked. So I'm on this journey with you, learning new things. And if you have a way to substitute your mozzarella cheese for your healthy pizza, I would love to know. I'd love to learn. So this is fun, right? We're learning from each other and trying to eat clean, eat healthy, and all that good stuff. So, and then I did we talk about breaking habits for those addicting foods? Start your day with a good breakfast. Here are some thoughts, some ideas, and I think I wrote them in the blog at monicavelez.blogspot.com. And so start your day with a good breakfast. Eat foods that keep your blood sugar steady throughout the day. Eat your essential plants. So when I did, what's it called? When I did my Plate by Zumba food tracking, I and my BMR, I figured out, oh, okay, I am allotted 6 servings of vegetables per day, which gives me lots of fiber, right, from those essential plants. So I learned that this week. Leptin is a hormone. It tames your appetite, but it shuts down when you don't eat. So I guess that's why skipping meals is not good. Okay, so beware of your craving cycles. I've had experience with this, craving chocolate or, like I said already, cheese, or after I eat one slice, this is the unhealthy pizza slice in the past, and then eating the whole thing. One slice turned into 2 slices, turned into the whole pizza. So beware of the craving cycles. Get your regular exercise and your rest. They say 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Use your social supports. So if you're having a meal at a restaurant with your family or friends, you know, they can encourage you to stay on track and not tempt you to get off track. And, they're going to be for you. And then use other motivators if you want to be around for your family and your friends and your loved ones. So that could also be a social motivator to get on track. Start eating clean, start eating healthy, start exercising, and doing all those things that our body needs for the optimal health so that you can be around for your family, your friends, and your loved ones for as much as possible, right? Um, so it only takes 21 days to break a habit. So you can do it. So you can try it. So that was just kind of a brief review of when we talked about addictive foods. And then we also talked about sugar and the detox. So let me put this over here. And then sugar and the detox, we talked about artificial sweeteners and high fructose corn syrup. No more high fructose corn syrup. That's a big no-no. And I still need to go through my pantry. I need to go through the pantry and find anything and everything that has high fructose corn syrup and get rid of it. I should probably get rid of the artificial sweeteners too. I don't know why I keep them around. Let's see. They contain, contaminants that are not regulated by the FDA, such as mercury. And it's not always, high fructose corn syrup, it's almost always a marker of poor quality food. It's nutrient poor, right? Does not contain many nutrients. So for you over here, I'm going to let you see my side view. I'm going to focus right here, and then we'll just see how it goes because I'm learning with the tech stuff. So the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition did a 14-year longitudinal study on artificial sweeteners. They found that diet drinks were worse than sugar-sweetened drinks. So because diet sodas raise the risk of your type 2 diabetes. And so I used to drink the diet soda a lot, way back in the day. And then when the doctor said I was pre-diabetic years ago, well, this kind of makes sense, right? Okay, also, drinking diet sodas, it increases the risk of obesity more than 200%. So those sweet drinks are sweeter, the diet drinks, they're sweeter than the regular sugar. And so they trick your metabolism to think that sugar is on the way. And so the body gives off insulin, which produces your belly fat hormone, right? And so the artificial sweeteners also cannot be digested by our digestive system. That was a new thing for me. I didn't know. Also, bacteria thrive on sugar. Yeah, I kind of knew about that one, but kind of forget about it. So that's why it's so great to like go over this material. Always something new to learn, or always something new to remember that maybe, oh yeah, I knew that, but I forgot. So it's a great review. And so if you are here listening live or catching me on the replay, gosh, I am so grateful for you. I am so thankful. So because it's helping me, I'm helping you, but you're helping me too. So the artificial sweeteners basically have no place in a healthy lifestyle. So how do we get off sugar? That is public enemy number one for health is sugar. Life can still be sweet. Focus on the real sweet foods like fruits and veggies. Retrain your taste buds. So then what happens is your sweets and carbs cravings will disappear. And I can attest to that. I have experienced that for the most part. So follow the program of Plate by Zumba or Clean Eating and the Clean Eating program that is working for you. And maybe it's the old-fashioned way because we kind of talked about that before. Follow the program and your taste buds will wake up to the wonderful taste of real food. And you can do it in as little as 10 days. I did a 10-day detox with through another program, but it was very helpful. So have treats in moderation, but not as staples. All right. And that was it for the artificial sweeteners one and the sugar detox plan. I feel like there's more though. So I have more notes. Okay, so here's my other notes. Why is sugar your worst enemy for optimal health? Which sugar? Everybody is eating a ton of sugar. 22 teaspoons every day, 34 teaspoons for the average teenager. Okay, sugar is also hidden in processed foods with over 200 names. So in one of the books that I purchased, so over the years I have purchased different books on health and nutrition and healthy eating and different related topics. And so in two of those books that I can think of right now at this moment, they did have a list of the hidden sugars where it's the body processes this ingredient as a sugar. Your body is tricked into thinking that you're eating sugar. And I don't know who, but somebody made up a new name for it or called the sugar like something else. So I cannot think of an example off the top of my head, but they're known as hidden sugars. So they have like over 200 names because I have read that before also. Things like white bread or bread, ketchup, spaghetti sauce. If you look for high fructose corn syrup in the ingredients list, it could be there. So I did just make the pizza, and I confess I forgot to read because the food label on the spaghetti sauce or the tomato sauce to see if sugar was one of the ingredients in it or not. So I need to be careful in my eating. But the whole pizza had veggies, and the crust was a healthy alternative. No flour, and no white flour, no wheat flour in the crust. So we're all just doing our best, right? Okay, you can do it. My motto, do your best. Be kind to yourself and others. And honor yourself. All right, moving right along. Keep it moving. So sugar detox. Why is sugar the main cause of disease? Fat is not the bad guy. We pack our diet with sugar. White flour is worse than white sugar because the blood sugar spikes. So even though, so yeah, you have to know that when you spike your blood sugar, that's not good for our body. So we want to eat the foods that are going to spike our blood sugar the least, right? So cravings, bringing belly fat, cravings and binging and belly fat. So we have increased obesity because of the low fat diets, and we now have prediabetes in teens, diabetes type 2 in Mexico. 1 in 10 children uh, have it now, which is very sad. I a lot before I was eating more healthy, and I had been diagnosed with the pre-diabetes, so I should probably go check again and see. I'm sure my numbers are better now, um, because my eating is more clean. So yeah, you can reverse some of these things, right? If you had been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and of course, this is a medical disclaimer. I am not a doctor, but I have read these things. And if you are um, getting, changing your eating or eating clean or something like that, always do it in consultation with a medical professional. So I am not a medical professional, but so I just want to give that disclaimer. But I have read that certain health conditions can be reversed by our clean eating. So, and I think diabetes is one of them. So, the white menace, they spike our blood sugar, white flour, wheat flour, rice flour, potato, white rice, starchy potatoes, and so on. So, fructose turns on cholesterol and fat. Its production factory in your liver. It's called lipogenesis. Lipogenesis, if you want to look that up, feel free. It increases your LDL, which is the bad cholesterol. It lowers your HDL, which is the good one, and raising triglycerides. So um, I did not know Latinos could be predisposed to a fatty liver. So I have more notes here for you, but I feel like I want to move on. I want to keep it moving. So inflammation and insulin resistance are things that we want to avoid. And the main way, one big way to avoid is by eating the foods on our Plate by Zumba food chart that are in the green category, which are the whole foods, the whole fruits, the whole vegetables, the healthy legumes, gluten-free grains, and those are considered our essential plants. Those are the things we want to fill up our plate with. And if we fill our plate up with those, and those are the things our body ingests, we are going to do our body good. So, and just, yeah. So I just want to talk about that for 1 second. And then one more thing on fructose. So fructose is the sugar that comes, the natural sugar in fruit. So fructose is better for you than a whole fruit is better for you than a fruit juice, because the fruit juice does not contain the fiber that our body needs, especially our digestive system, for your digestive tract health. So I learned that in the fiber lesson, which we're going to get to hopefully today. So if you have any questions, comments, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. This is so much fun. I have a heart to help anyone who feels like they want to get more healthy. I want you to get more healthy. And if you want to get more healthy, let's do it together. Let's help each other. And yeah, so I know what it's like to be overweight and to be unhealthy. So now it's my turn to give back. I'm helping myself. I'm helping you, but I'm also, by helping you, helping myself. So now we're going to talk about controlling appetite and reducing cravings. Woohoo! So controlling appetite and reducing cravings, willpower alone does not work. Overeating is not the cause of the obesity epidemic. What? Our bodies are designed to make us eat more whenever we have the chance. It is survival. I've heard this before. And I feel like when I went through the old-fashioned way of eating, like I talked about in the first or second videos of this series, when I was sharing about my friend who was teaching me about healthy eating, I feel like she mentioned that. We're just designed to just eat. There's food on the table. Oh, let me eat it. And the answer is not to eat less and exercise more. What? It's about eating the right foods and staying away from the wrong foods that interfere with weight loss. So, when I did my clean eating before, I think it was like around 2010, yeah, I ate the right foods in the right amounts in portion control, and over time, I think I said 4 to 6 months, but I think it was more like 6 to 8 months, and I lost 50, almost 60 pounds just by doing that alone and drinking water. So, weight loss is not about willpower. We crave foods and sugar. So, in my Plate by Zumba notes, it says fix your hormones and brain chemistry. Your cravings will go away in a few days. So, there's 4 key hormones for weight loss. So, we're going to talk about insulin, ghrelin, peptide YY, and cortisol. Have you heard of any of those? Probably you have. I know I've heard of cortisol, right? For like stress increases your cortisol and gives you that belly fat. So we'll talk about the hormones, these 4 hormones. Insulin is produced in large quantities by the pancreas in response to sugar or starch. So you eat sugar, you eat starch, body releases, pancreas releases insulin. And then what happens is this insulin that the body releases, it's interfering with the appetite control center. So it makes you crave more carbs and sugar. And so you get stuck in that cycle. Okay, so that's insulin. The second hormone for weight loss to know about is ghrelin. So this is a hunger hormone, and it's produced in the stomach. Most of the ways we eat and live cause this hormone to spike. I'll go back and learn a little bit more about that and then explain a little bit more next time if I remember. And you please remind me. Peptide YY, also known as PYY, it's produced in the intestines, and that puts the brake on the appetite. And then cortisol is the stress hormone in the adrenal glands. We said that already. It causes hunger, it causes belly fat, and muscle loss. So now, if these are the hormones for weight loss, then it would make sense to reset these hormones or get those hormones under control, and then you can reset your hormone balance. So we want to get insulin down. We want to get ghrelin down. We want to get cortisol down. The only one we want to increase is the PYY, the full hormone. Okay. So how do we get insulin down? We want to not have our pancreas produce so much insulin. You know this. I didn't really know this, actually. This is why I didn't know how to change my life before in my testimony I shared. So to get insulin down, we have to cut out the sugar, cut out the flour, cut out the artificial sweeteners, and then increase fiber with the essential foods and exercise with interval and strength training. Okay, so I'm going to do a checklist of which things I've done or am in the process of doing. So I have cut out most sugar. I don't really add any sugar to any of my foods. For the flour, I have cut out white and wheat flours. However, with this other plan that I'm doing, and I don't eat breads anymore. So I have substituted an almond flour and a coconut flour and a flaxseed flour meal blend that I got from, I'll just say his name, another person. His name is Dr. Davis. He's not part of the Plate by Zumba plan or program, but I did learn about him recently. So that's what I'm doing for my flour. And then artificial sweeteners, I used to do the yellow one. Is that the Splenda? And so I'm trying not to do the yellow one, except when that's the only one offered at the cafe that I like to go to. So at home, I do the green one, the green packet, the stevia artificial sweetener, because it is plant based. And I only use one in like my cup of coffee this morning, for example. So that's what I am doing. And then increasing fiber with the essential plant foods. So I would say about a month or two ago, I did start eating just more vegetables, everything, vegetables with every meal. And I saw great results, and you will too. So I have increased my fiber, but if you, I remember in the past, I didn't know what was fiber. I didn't know where to get fiber from. What foods had fiber? I thought, oh, just take a Metamucil and that'll do the trick, or a fiber supplement and that'll do the trick. So maybe you're in that boat. I don't know. Maybe you know where fiber comes from, or maybe you are like me and you had no idea. So, and then exercise. So, interval and strength training. I do the Zumba exercise, which is a great, loads of fun. Ooh, ooh. If you're in the Southern California area, please come to my Zumba class. It'll be so fun to see you and come say hi and let's go get a coffee. And but no cream and sugar there. So I probably do need to add some strength training, and it's on my back burner. It's on my mental list, but I just haven't taken the next step to show up. What's today? Thursday? Maybe I should show up somewhere today. I just might. Running out of time, but ghrelin down, protein for breakfast, nuts before a meal, but only a small handful of nuts, no nighttime eating or binging, and sleep for 7 to 8 hours at night. So if you do those things, that'll help you get your ghrelin hormone down. I'm sorry if I'm not saying it correctly. I'll have to go look up how to pronounce it. Get your cortisol down. Exercise is the magic formula to erase your stress. I have experience with that. Zumba has been a lifesaver for me. I'm going to say it over here. Zumba has been a lifesaver for me. You know, increase my mood, get my serotonin and my endorphins rolling. Oh, yeah, I love it. That right there alone is great. And then the Take 5 breathing technique. Um, let's see, the full hormone, getting your PYY up. Make sure your plate is filled with at least half to 3/4 of vegetables from your essential plant foods. And then before getting seconds, wait 20 minutes before picking your fork back up again. If that applies to you, that applies to me. I should probably, when I'm eating a cup of soup and then it's so good and so yummy, and even though it's only all vegetables, maybe I should try my own medicine. Wait, Monica, wait 20 minutes and see if you really need that extra cup of soup or not. Maybe you won't, because by that time, your full hormone will tell you, no more. Uh, to move from the from the stomach to the brain. And then eat slower, put your fork down in between bites, and that can help. So I'm going to stop right here because we're at the 28-minute mark. And oh, wow. Thank you so much for being here with me today. What did you learn today? Or what do you hope to put into practice? Is there anything at all? I hope so. Is there a friend you want to share this information with? And you guys can do it together. And you can be his or her coach, right? Or friend or buddy, and say, hey, you know, I know this girl, Monica, and she's doing a nutrition type of class, or I mean, it's about food and eating and exercise. She's a Zumba instructor, and she's talking about food and clean eating for the holidays. Why don't you come and check her out? She has videos up online, and you know, she's every Tuesday and Thursday morning at 8 o'clock Pacific, LA, Los Angeles, California time. She's on a live Zoom call, and you can ask her questions or get encouraged or get motivated or share something with her that you're learning and something like that. So yeah, I thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for being here today. and catching the replay. Um, Share a note with me how you're doing. Are you struggling in an area? Are you doing great? If you're doing great, keep up the good work. I'm proud of you. If you're struggling in an area, me too. I struggle at times as well. Even yesterday or the day before, I went to my favorite cafe and just to treat myself. And um, I did order that sugary drink, and instead of ordering the medium, I did order a small, so I did that right. But I didn't make any other modifications to that sugary drink. Um,